feel very disconnected from Earth because the vibration of Earth is not what my soul is. I feel verbal language is very limiting in expression, so I'm sorry if what I say is confusing at all. I don't claim to be special. I don't claim to be better. I don't claim to be higher. I don't claim to be anything like that. There's no such thing as the levels higher. That's just ego. We think more vertically, higher, lower. Soul thinks like this. We're all the same. Not like this. I don't know why I did that. But the same. Flatlined. I mean, that is just energy. But when we create physicalness, you more stretch like this. I know it's kind of confusing. But what I mean is that we all have the same potential. We all completely have the same exact potential. Many people would view Adolf Hitler as a bad person, a very bad person, a very nasty person, evil. I will say that what he did here on Earth was extremely negative. It could be viewed as negative energy. He massacred, he created a genocide, he tortured. When I say these words, part of your soul is hurt, as mine is, because it's opposite of love. So I believe his soul wasn't connected fully into his body, into his mind. There was a disconnect, and it was torturous to him. He had an understanding that wasn't complete. And in that understanding, he claimed that he knew all truth. He had an attraction to the Nordic race. There has been evidence that suggested he was connected to unearthly entities, and he was attracted to their being, and that is why he was so attracted to the Nordic race. Many people know that he liked the blonde hair, blue eyes, and that is what there's many documents of this Nordic race that is not of Earth. But you don't need to believe that. It's okay. So in his incomplete understanding, meaning that he felt that that was the only way, that was the best way, and therefore he thought he was doing good, that that was the way Earth needed to be. And to create that, he had to release, to kill, all the ones that were not that way. But I feel a lot of compassion for him, because we all possess good and bad. We all have the ability to take something into our consciousness and either release it as a positive energy or release it as a negative energy. We all have that ability. And the more we feed into one or the other is kind of what we become, in an essence, as Adolf Hitler is bad, the negative, the evil. But is he really? What he thought he was doing was good. Even though killing is horrific, it is taking life, it is taking purpose away from a being. He will experience karma for what he has done, to complete that cycle, to make up for what he has done. So that is why I feel okay with being compassionate towards him, because we all have that ability. You have that ability. You could become a killer. Now many of you would say, I would never kill. Well, I wouldn't kill either, but I could. Of course I could. We all have kitchen knives. We all have anger. Combine those two to a certain extent. There you go. It's the formula for evil and to kill. Souls are a very delicate thing. It is awareness. It is emotion. Um, Emotion to me is kind of like uh, a guide to understanding our true self, at least here in physical form. So you could be sitting on a park bench, um, in the afternoon. There's a gentle breeze. It's sunny, slightly overcasted. It's a good day. You're starting to feel good. You're reading the paper. You're drinking some coffee and eating a scone. It seems like a good day. It's just very peaceful to you. And then you look over and you see a father and a son. And this father is screaming, growling at his child, and holding his hand extremely tight and looking him in the eyes with rage. And that could trigger something in your being, and all of a sudden it's like something washes down, like tingles down your whole being, and your mood is just completely changed. That is emotion. You are feeling something in your emotional body. What you are feeling there in that scenario is a scar. Your emotions are trying to tell you that there's a part of you that has not healed. Now, if that is a trigger for you, I would ask yourself, why am I triggered by this? I'll say most triggers, or I'll just say most, happen when we aren't healed as children. We are told growing up not to cry, to get up, to don't feel that, to don't be that way. And that is dismissing yourself. And that is so damaging. You have to abandon parts of yourself to fit in, to feel loved, to be approved. And in that, it's like you're suppressing certain parts of your consciousness. And you're unaware of it because you're a child. So as you begin growing up, you're able to be, but you still get triggered. Certain things will trigger you, certain emotions in you, and that's because there's a source. You still have those suppressed parts of you. But once you go back to find where it happened, you can release it and become whole. Now that is very important. When we are whole, when we have a completely healed emotional body, we are ourselves. When we're not guided by our ego, but rather use ego as a tool, we're guided by soul, and we are connected with our emotions. That is when we are whole. And if all humans all of a sudden they could just heal their emotional selves, if they could visualize their emotional body and see aspects of it that are, let's say, dark, they could begin to understand why. They can begin healing it. And if everyone could just heal that and understand the ego is just a part of the mind, part of the being to understand itself, and that we are souls, we would all be so much more connected. We would all feel so much more love. It would be like something just washed over you and everything felt so clear and good, and life became so much more simple, and life became, all of a sudden you're on the path towards your purpose. That would be amazing. That is the earth I would like to live on. That is the earth I'm trying to create.